Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my weekly deck reviews. You might occasionally see some bright flashes of light because we have actual sunshine coming in actual windows. It's also really hot and my face is red. Welcome to me. So I just wanted to jump in and share with you guys the feelings I have about the decks that I've been working with the last week and share with you the decks I'm going to be working with this upcoming week. So these were both really good for me this week. Don't mind the doggies. We have 4 in the house at the moment. So this is the Crow tarot bag that Peggy made me. It's so pretty. Anyways, I just had to show that. I've been working with the Crow Tarot by Cullinane. This I actually will link in the cards just like I did last weekend. The lengthy side-by-side comparison I did of this deck and the Dream Raven Tarot. But this is the one that I've been working with this week. And you guys, I have been loving it. And this was very much this was kind of an impulse buy in the sense that I really wanted a deck. Oh boy, that sunshine is going to make things interesting. Also, my nail polish needs a refresh. And my hair is wet. This is how we roll here in support of Tarot-ville. I just turn the camera on and I give you me at that moment. So here's the thing with this deck. I picked it up thinking I really wanted an air or bird themed deck because I'm putting together an elemental reading for my Etsy shop, and I wanted a deck that I could use to represent the air element. So in a nutshell, that was the main motivator for picking this one up. I had a different Crow Raven based deck, that Dream Raven Tarot, but it just wasn't speaking to me. And then I worked with this deck for a week, and I have to tell you guys, I loved it. I loved the artwork. I feel like there's tons to see. It doesn't feel like it's just a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. I feel like there's some fresh takes on some of these cards, and I feel like the artist did a really wonderful job of depicting the meanings in some interesting ways, such as here with the 5 of Pentacles. We, of course, instead of a church window with some crows outside, which doesn't make as much sense, we see crows all cozy up here in the tree, and then the two crows down here. I have a cough about to start. Let's see if I can stave it off. So things like this I really, really enjoyed. Just those new takes. It felt less forced. Sometimes when we get a themed deck, I feel like sometimes it takes over in such a way that it feels not quite right. Like you want an environment that makes sense for crows, and this deck definitely did this. So this week I used this deck for the Reverse Tarot Challenge that I mentioned last weekend as well, that I'm doing. That is by Tracy over at Temperance Tarot. So I'm doing that challenge on... Sorry guys, couldn't help it. So I have that one, that challenge going on over on Instagram that I've been enjoying, and I've also been using this for daily draws, and it's just been awesome. I did this, I believe, also for a spread. Can't remember which one, but it'll be up on my Instagram, or 2 this week as well. But I just really loved it. And every morning as I've been like flipping through the images to choose my cards for the Reverse Tarot Challenge, it's just been a pleasure to just flip through them, look at all the images every single day. And I think that's going to become a new practice of mine with decks I'm working with every week, is just taking a moment in the morning to just flip through all of the images, whether I'm consciously drawing a card to work with for a particular purpose or just for the sake of looking at the artwork, because that is one of the things that I love the most about working with tarot decks, is all of the artwork. So I love the backings. They're like raven feathers, crow feathers. I just love that. Beautiful. The cardstock is really, really wonderful. And one of my favorite things to do with this deck was to fidget with it by like just sliding the cards onto, like tapping them onto my hand or a table this way. I don't know why, but this hand over hands beautifully. It rifles beautifully. It does everything I need it to do. It's a little bit bigger than standard, which just makes me really, really happy. So this was fantastic. Totally am not going to cough again. Nope. I have decided. Just water. No coffee this time, probably for the better. The little guidebook that comes with this is also really good, and I have seen that the author is working, Cullinane is working on, in fact I think it's finished now, a larger companion guidebook for this deck that is going to be available in some fashion. I'm not sure how, but if you go to the Crow Tarot on Instagram, you'll see her posting pictures of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to spring for the bigger guidebook or not, because I really actually feel like I get quite a bit in this little one, so we shall see. I said I wasn't gonna, and then I did it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So the Oracle deck that I have been working with this week is the Crystal Medicine Oracle by Rachelle Charman. This is new from Rockpool Publishing. This is what the box looks like. I have a dog that is freaking out right now because she can't get in here. Hopefully she'll settle down. We'll see. So the box opens this way. And what I've actually been doing is whatever card I've been working with for the day, I've actually been keeping on the top like that, so it's easy to just flip open the lid and take a look at it. But this is a round deck, as I mentioned last week. It nestles into this little tray in the bottom. And there are 3 primary points of reference on these cards. These are the backs. So you have at the top like a key message or a keyword. So in this one it's challenge. And then on the side you'll have a sort of a medicine. So this is going to be like more of your shaman style reference. So something, an energy to work with from the natural world typically. And then on this side you'll have a crystal that you can also pull in. So this is fulgurite, challenge, and lightning. So lightning would be the sort of medicine. Here's our keyword, challenge, and then we have the crystal to work with. So all of the cards are like this. I actually really loved this because as I would shuffle, I would intentionally like swirl and twist them so that whatever way I flipped over the card, whatever was closest to the top, sorry for the glare, so in this case it would be medicine pouch, would be the primary thing that I would focus on for the day. So it wouldn't always, I would always read all of the bits in the guidebook, but I would read that medicine pouch piece first, think about that, journal about that, and then take in these other things as side notes or side things to consider. And the artwork in this deck is really, really beautiful. I really like that it pulls in crystal energy, and I thought it was going to be a lot more crystal focused than it was, and it turned out that it had really wonderful in-depth messages that weren't specifically crystal based. The other thing that's really neat about this deck is that it has like a ritual or a meditation you can do, and I did do a few of those this week and they were beautiful. They were really wonderful. A lot of times they instruct you to go out in nature, like find a water source or a tree or things like that. That wasn't always practical, but I definitely enjoyed the meditations. So the guidebook is where I think, and this is actually a small deck. I think last week I said it was 40 something cards. It's actually only 33 cards. But I found that it felt like enough. I didn't feel like I was shortchanged in some way. There's plenty of energy to work with, and I think that these cards hold a lot in them. I feel like if there was more, it would almost be diluted somehow. Like these are all feel like really potent and balanced messages, and I felt like I was getting the message I needed when I needed it, which is always to me a really good sign of an oracle I'm connecting with really, really well. The guidebook is really chunky, and that is because for every single card you get a full-size color image. You get a full page to sometimes up to 2.5 pages. So in this one you get 2.5 pages. No, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3.5 pages. Because you'll get a chunk, about 1.5 pages or so, on the oracle message, which is the keyword kind of message at the top. Then you'll get another page or so of information about the medicine. So in this card, for example, the medicine is moon. And so you get a chunk about the moon and how it relates. And then you get a chunk, a little bit, just some bullet points on the crystal. And then you get your ceremony or your meditation to do. And then there's often little extra pieces of artwork, which I really enjoyed as well. I did not feel like I wanted to use this with any spreads or to answer any specific questions. It was more a matter of like, what energy do I need to be working with right now? And it just worked out so well. And I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. And this will probably be the first oracle or deck that I reach for when I need that sort of feeling of medicine or of, I want to say shamanistic energy, but I don't know that that's entirely fair or correct. This is also really neat because this is actually a deck that was produced by or created by an Australian author, Rachelle Charman. So really cool. I just really enjoyed it. I wish I had more to say, but also the coughing is very distracting. That said, it is a really big chunky box. I definitely like the way that this comes, so I'm asking Peggy to make me a bag that will fit this with its box, which I wouldn't normally do for an oracle, but I really want to keep the guidebook with it because I feel like they're a pair. Whereas some oracle decks, I feel like I can choose to work with the guidebook or not. This feels like the meat of it is definitely in the guidebook and working with the card image as well, but definitely I feel like they're to be used together, if that makes any sense. So I want to keep them together. The reading cloth I used all week is this one. I love how this actually looks like rock under my cards. This just is probably one of my favorites for that reason. The back has this like sort of whitewashed wood, which I like for being light, but is not this. I kept wanting to use this side. Let's just be honest. This side is my favorite side, but I did flip it occasionally. And it's also a really good size. Like this fits perfect. Like when I like to do my daily draws in the morning, like when I'm settling in at work. And so I'll put this out on my desk next to my keyboard, and it's like the perfect size to fit in that spot. So that was fun. Sorry. I would probably cut those out except for my sister's here, and we got things to do, so probably not. Anyway, here are the decks I'm going to be working with this week. And I've changed my mind like 3 times, but here's where I've landed. So this is the bag. I always have to show the bag. But the deck I'm going to be working with this week is the Tarot Mucha. This is by, artwork is by, oh my gosh, my eyeballs. This is how you can tell that your eyesight is going and you're getting old, because you have to like pull it further away. I can't. I'm sorry. Here, I'll show it. My eyeballs just aren't doing it. So I got this deck in a trade, and it is one that I have used already for clients a couple of times for romance-based readings, because it does have a really sort of softer vibe. This deck did come to me already edged, so it's edged in sort of a matching linen color. These are the backs. So I'm looking forward to actually taking some time to get to know this deck just a bit better, because other than just reaching for it for readings, I haven't really spent that much time with it. So I will be spending the next week with it, and we'll let you guys all know how it does. There's a part of me that's kind of not sure if this is one that's meant to stay in my collection. I love the romantic feel of it, but I'm just not still settled on whether this is a forever match for me or not. It's a little Rider-Waite-Smith clone-y sometimes, and then sometimes it just pulls at me a little bit with that softer vibe. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out for me this week. There's not much to the guidebook that comes with it, because it is in multiple languages, I thought. Yes, it is. So you get a chunk, and I believe there are a few spreads. It's not too insubstantial. Like, you get a good paragraph or so on every card, because these are minors. So it could be better than I think it is. So I won't sell it short just yet. And yeah, so we will see how this one works out. I'm excited to dig into it. The Oracle deck I'm working with this week, I unboxed on my channel earlier this week, and it is the Little Inner Compass Oracle by Heather Hoeps. I am kind of loving the feel of this deck overall. I did a full walkthrough of all the images, kind of first impression style, and I just can't wait to see how it actually... That's a very loud vehicle. Very loud. This is going to be one of those videos. He's gone now. Sorry for the lack of editing, but I don't got no time this weekend. Anyways, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this actually performs in spreads and for polls and that sort of thing. So I will let you guys know how that one works out. And because the decks I'm working with both have kind of like an artsy feel or a vintage feel, I'm going to be working with my Pretty Words cloth. So it's this fabric on the front and this black velvetiness on the back. And I'm not sure what's going to be behind the cards. It might end up being black velvet. We'll see how the week goes. So the guidebook, oh, that's one other thing I want to mention. This is just the printed PDF guidebook or pamphlet or whatever of sorts for the Inner Compass Oracle. So I will be working with these together, and I will let you guys know how they work out next week. Bit of a short one today, but thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you all again very, very soon. Remember to click like, subscribe, comment down below if you have these decks, and tune in next week to see how they worked out. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.